Today we're going to talk about the feminine energy and all the divine aspects of it. The feminine energy runs the gamut from the womb to the tomb, meaning she's the nurturer, she's a life giver, and she's also the energy that can end life, righteously so. I know when I used to hear mothers say, I brought you here and I'll take you out. And to me that's a remnant of the destroyer aspect of the Great Mother. Pictured here is who I call Queen Khut, commonly known as King Kong. I'm going to do another tape on the hidden woman behind the man. Meaning that there are a lot of people that are put to us as men, but actually originally the energy was female. The feminine energy, another name for it is vril power, V-R-I-L. It's when the Great Mother loves, when the feminine energy loves, when the real woman loves, it's a beautiful thing. And also, on the other hand, I should say, when it's time to go on destruction mode, there's so much chaos that you just have to get out of the way. It's like I said on a previous tape, people don't negotiate with a tsunami or a hurricane or a tornado. You don't go out there and start talking to it. You get out of the way. And this is what's getting ready to happen. We hear talk about things are going to get worse, but as I said, it is the return of the feminine energy. And I'm not saying it as though she left. It is her cleansing aspect. There's so much that needs to be cleaned out, and so we have to go through that process, that purification process, which if you're not in tuned, it will seem like a very scary time, but actually there will be, as they say, joy in the morning after she cleans house. And this is very necessary because right now you have billionaires on one hand and you have children starving to death. This feminine energy is a mother first. She also sees where you have a system that, like the foster care system, that is designed to break the spirit of children, break them down, so that there will be a continuation of the prison system, because there's money in that. Like I said, she's a mother first. You have a corrupt political system where the haves don't intend on sharing. That is anti-feminine. The feminine way of doing things is to share, to nurture, and to support. You always support the weak when you've been so blessed to have. So it's very necessary, and don't think that the powers that used to be, I won't say the powers that be, it just hasn't funneled down to the earth plane yet, but cosmically there's no power behind them. The power has been removed. Now they know this. I mean, they have all kinds of astrologers, remote viewers, scientists, people that can study the cosmos and see what's coming. And it's actually like a war of the worlds too, because you will have her world and you will have the world of, let's say, Marduk. I'm just going to give it a name. There was a battle in the heavens, and Marduk wanted to create a world, and this is his world. And she knew that he wasn't ready for that. He was like half-formed. And, in the Gnostic Gospels, he goes by the name Ialdabaoth. but same thing. Just like Sophia can also be, another name can be Isis, another name, depending on what pantheon you study, can be Venus. But anyway, Marduk Yaldabaoth wanted to have this world, and so he created this world, and he's going around saying there are no other gods but me. And this is when Sophia, or Wisdom, or the Great Mother, peeked down and said, stop lying. Stop lying. She was having tea while he ran this thing, and he's run it into the ground. But he's still trying to send messages through the people that support him. You could say he's the animus, mythologically, but yet realistically too. He is the animus behind your banksters. He's the animus behind your anti-human Republican agenda. He's the energy behind your Illuminati, or your so-called New World Order. And she is the energy behind, okay, this is the way it's going to be. So if I have to, beat your ass into the ground, this is what's going to happen. So what's happening to Earth is there's a major ass kicking coming. And it's going to be done by the feminine energy on a rampage. I look forward to it. Absolutely. The cleansing process, the balancing. The female energy is the balancer. She is male and female. Everybody is female first. The fetus is female, and then at some stage in the game you become a boy or a male. But the feminine, and we're walking around in her yoni. Yoni is another term. There's a book out called The Yoni, the sacred symbol of female creative power. We're walking around in a yoni-verse, commonly called universe. But there's a debt that has to be settled. There's a score that has to be even. And that's what we're getting ready for. This moon star sidereal force that's going to be shaking things up. Moon star monster sidereal force. And so I'd advise anybody to study as much as possible about the feminine energy. I remember years ago speaking with Dr. Jewel Pookrum, and she was telling some women to get out of these churches, the patriarch worshiping a male god. Now, I don't know what she's saying now because I haven't been in contact with her for years, but I got that. That stuck with me. I'm not telling anybody to leave their church. I mean, I have some good friends and a mother who believes in a male god, and who also thinks that it's blasphemous to talk about the female energy. But especially us as black women really need to study this. If there's someone who needs to get back on her throne, it is the black woman. It's because, your children, our children, are, they're victims of drive-by. And how do we not know for sure that when we sit, that's our throne. And there's power in the throne. There's power in that whole pelvic yoni area. And could it be that taking your throne every week to church to submit your power to a patriarchal system, you're going to service? That's what it's called. We're going to service. Symbolically, could you be submitting your womb, your power, as you sit there, your throne, to something outside of yourself? So therefore, anything that comes from your uterus or comes from your womb, your throne area, is subject to this power. So that means it can be a drive-by. It can be caught up in the prison system. I have the numbers here somewhere. There's someone who needs to snap out of it. And I can say it as a black woman, need to snap out of it. If you're doing something and it's not working, then maybe you need to reconsider something else. I was having this discussion with a friend of mine, and I was talking about the Great Mother. She said, "Oh, girl, I love Jesus. I love Jesus." And I said, "Yeah, but, you were..." I reminded her of the time that she was, they didn't have a car when she was married. And if they needed something from the store, her husband would have to go at night, and she'd have to send one of the children with her husband to ensure that he would come back okay. Because we're in an environment where our husbands, our sons, our nephews, uncles are prey. So I'm saying that, maybe you don't have to leave Jesus or God, but you need to look into the power of the feminine energy, because she's been ignored. She's really been ignored by black women for the most part. In the patriarchal system, there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Ghosts are dead. I mean, she does not exist. She has no relevance. She's a ghost. All the more reason why she's coming back with a vengeance. Hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And before it's over, I guarantee you every knee will bow. No, every head will bow, every knee will bend, and every tongue will confess who's who. Anyway, that's enough for today. I'll come back and do something else later, but from the house of Aset or Isis, I wish you well.